Appreciate y'all coming in. It's good to know there's still some more up around this time. Just give me a second. I'm gonna go grab some things and then we'll get into it as I continue to let some people build in the room. Allow me to grab one more thing and we'll be ready to go. All right. Thank you for your patience. Please let me know if y'all can hear me before I get started. I would hate to get into it and find out a quarter of the way that nobody can hear anything I'm saying. So let's just check in. Give me a thumbs up or something. Just throw something in the live chat. Just give me a thumbs up. Let me know everything cool. Let me know y'all can hear me. And we can get into it. Yes. Appreciate you, Shlomo Bay. Thank you. Already. So, it's been a pretty lit weekend as far as Moors are concerned. I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of the incident that happened with Jamal and Rise of the Moors. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I ain't come on here to beat up or bash on nobody. I hope them brothers are safe. I hope the situation is being rectified and worked out for them. Of course, they didn't commit any crime. However, there is a missing link in the private and the public. And because of that missing link or that miscommunication, there's certain things happening or, certain things manifesting that, of course, shouldn't be happening. But rather than like trying to figure out how to resolve the issue, we should be trying to figure out how to even prevent that issue from even happening in the first place. How do we prevent a group of Moors who are traveling from even being stopped? Period. Because if we can get to that point, then there is no need to try to figure out how to deal with policy enforcers, how to move when we're traveling, how to operate and function. Because I'll be honest with you, I think that this event that took place, or this, the situation that happened, uh, it gets to expose us in a negative light, but it needs to be seen. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have pockets of Moors, um, like myself, who, from a bird's eye view, look like we're going against the grain of what all the other Moors are saying, as far as not wanting to deal with the United States of America, not having any type of uh, legitimate identification that would reflect what we're saying as far as who we are. Um, they don't believe in that. They don't believe in going to the courts. They believe that the name change petition will put one into jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? They believe that going in to correct the Social Security is putting yourself in jurisdiction. They believe that authenticating your birth certificate is putting you in jurisdiction. And I know I've been one since I had to go back to the drawing board about 3 years ago after living that life of not dealing with the state for 4 years and getting the crap kicked out of not only me and my tribal members. After a while, we had to see like this ain't a way to move. We have children, you know what I'm saying? We have wives. You see what I mean? There's a certain way we're supposed to be moving in a way that's safe and responsible because we are the adults, right? Our brains are fully developed. We are over 25. I mean, for us who are over 25, our brains should be fully developed. One thing I will admit, waking up into this movement, is that how the information was projected and how I received it, I wish that it was explained in a different way. And that's why I explain things and break things down the way that I do, because that's how I wish it would have been broken down to me. Because if it was broken down to me in such a way, I would have avoided a lot of issues that I really brought upon myself. One of the things I'm going to get into, we can't skip amendments. Amendments are in order. If you haven't realized, right, when you read the Bill of Rights, all the amendments are numbered. You have the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. Why are they in numerical order? That has to mean something. The First Amendment isn't the First Amendment for no reason, and the Seventh Amendment and the Fourth Amendment and the Fifth and Third and the Second are in place. Not just for no reason. It's not just some random shit. The number represents the level of importance. Prime example. Everyone talks about their First Amendment right. I mean, not the First Amendment, their Fourth Amendment right, right? Your right to be secured in your persons, your papers, and your property, right? Uh, um, Unless there's a warrant signed by a judge. You can't have a Fourth Amendment right if you don't have your First Amendment right. The First Amendment deals with your right to freedom of speech, the right of the people to assemble peacefully, right? And your right to your religious freedoms. Problem is, most of the truth, most of the truth is, yeah, appreciate you. That was a great question. Yeah, it sparked me. Most of the truth is, I'm not gonna lie, it is in the religious hocus pocus mojo shit that a lot of our people are still caught into when it comes to Christianity, and all these other religions, uh, Islamism, Buddhism. You know what I'm saying? All these things that keep them trapped in that one way of looking at shit, looking at things in a very um, narrow way. It is there on purpose to keep us away from the truth. The truth is, when it comes to law, the law, when it's talking about religion, don't deal with none of that shit. It don't deal with Allah. It don't deal with Jesus. It don't deal with God. It don't deal with none of that. It's dealing with deeds of trust and your ability to use it in your everyday life right now. That's what the law will view as. Do you have your God with you? Meaning, do you have your common sense? Are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? Are you thinking for now and for the future? You know what I'm saying? How are you cerebral? Are is it spinning on all cylinders? Are you here? You see what I'm saying? So everyone talks about how if we have these IDs, they put us in jurisdiction. And the main reason why we get caught up in these bullshit ass issues, right? That's taking time away. You can't get time back. You can't get time back. Every second that you are forcibly kept away from your loved ones is time you can't get back. It's time they can't get back. Okay? Our babies need us here. Mother and father, they need us here with a sound mind and the ability to navigate this fucking maze. Yes, it's a maze, and we gotta figure this shit out. We have to figure this shit out. Why? Because we're the ones that woke up. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. We got work to do. This ain't some type of shit where it's like, oh, I realize I'm a Moor, I realize I'm indigenous to America, and so now I'm gonna wake up, grab these pieces of paper, throw them into the courts, and then have everything handed to me on a silver platter. Nah, we gotta fucking work. All those things that you want for your existence, those things are for our children. They are the ones that's going to experience the shit that we want to experience now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying it in a dreadful way, like, oh, we ain't gonna get to experience nothing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's not about us, the mothers and the fathers. It's not about us. It's about it's about the children. We're preparing the runway for the children, so that when they come of age, they're not gonna have to waste 10 years trying to figure out, oh shit, I'm not black. Oh shit, my status. Oh shit, I'm still caught up in slavery. Oh shit, I'm not from Africa. They're not gonna waste years dealing with that. They're gonna be ahead. Pick up where we leave off from and take this shit further. I've been watching Sabir Bay for the past couple of days, and I fucks with it all the way. 100, 100, 100, 100. You got to keep it 100, man. And I made a video a couple, maybe like 2 years ago, a year or 2 years ago. I definitely know it was before the pandemic. I know that for sure. And it was I called it the hard truth. And that was the time where I had to realize that, yo, these name corrections and these judicial proclamations don't work. And I had to keep it 100. A lot of people didn't like it, but I don't give a fuck. The truth is the truth. I'm not going to lie to you, because that lie can potentially fuck up your family. You see what I'm saying? You being kidnapped or pulled away from your family is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Okay? Especially dependent upon the role you play in that family. If you're the provider and you know what I'm saying, you're out here playing renegade more because you're under the belief that if you deal with the state or have any of these instruments that's going to put you in the jurisdiction. But I thought growing up, we was always told it's not the weapon or it's not the tool, right? It's the one wielding it. That's what I was always told growing up. So I don't understand now how a tool or an instrument is going to put me, the wielder, who knows how to use it, who knows what this shit is about, under a jurisdiction. I don't get that. That's like saying that we the gods, we the kings, we the empresses. I don't like to say queens because queens means because queen mean pretty much a slut. I'm saying it in a modern way, but it means a slut or a thought, okay, or a hussy. You know what I'm saying? That's not a word of empowerment really for our women. But so much of us use the fucking word queen that honestly for me, I don't even see the point in like trying to even raise that as a point of argument. It's not even worth it. So I just let this shit slide. But I'll keep it funky. I don't like referring to our women as queens because I don't think y'all thoughts. I don't think y'all floozies, and I don't think y'all hussies. I do think y'all empresses. You know what I'm saying? I rock with that. Kings and empresses, or emperors and empresses. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird how king is cool, but then queen is fucked up. Whoever did that shit just need to wash that all together. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if we can't use queen, then fuck it, can't use king either. Fuck it. Emperor, empresses. That's how we're gonna do that. Emperors and empresses. All right. I say that so you know. All right. Even if I don't say shit, hey, what's good, queen? It's like I get a little like, ugh. You know, and they're like, oh, how you doing, king? I'm like, that's cool for you, my nigga, but you just straight up call her a thought. You don't understand the power of spells. You know what I'm saying? You call people certain things and then they do certain behaviors, and it's like, yo, why you acting like that? Well, you gotta, what words are you using that's activating that code? You know what I'm saying? To bring out that behavior. Some real shit. But as y'all know, I'm coming straight out the book. If you haven't gotten this yet, you need to get your hands on this. Email me, suneluniversity@gmail.com, suneluniversity@gmail.com. Email me, and then you'll have all the information you need as far as where to make the donations, and leaving your mailing location so that way a copy can be freshly pressed and mailed over to you. All right. So I'm in the book and I'm going to page 74. I'm going to page 74 and I'm going to be on this right here. And for all my Moors who do have a passport, break that shit out. Cause I don't know, I'm a bit of a nerd. I am, right? And I ain't gonna lie, when I first got my passport book and card, I was analyzing the fuck out of that shit. I was looking at that shit in and out, up and down, broke out my magnifying glass, just really trying to see everything. Like if there's anything I'm missing on there. So when you start reading the book, you get to see a lot of interesting things. So when you read, I mean, I'm showing you in the book, and then I'm going to actually pull out my card so you can see that no cap, right? Right? That's what it looked like, right? Let me break out mine, okay? All right, look. Soon as you open it, boom. Okay? Okay? Look. Now I'm gonna read it from my actual passport. Look. See what it says at the top here? And that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right? Is it saying person or is it saying people? That government for the people. I'm sorry, that government of the people, by the people, for the people. Common sense would say that, oh, If you identify as one of the people of this country, you should have one of this. Because as soon as you open it, it lets you know who it's for. Bam. Okay? Right off rip. People. So we're dealing with the people. If you were one of the people and you're not getting treated as one of the people, that means something is off as far as communication between your private and the public. There's a miscommunication happening. Because how you feel about yourself internally is not being reflected back to you externally. It's not being reflected back. Okay? Prime example of that would be, in my heart, I know I'm Ku'un, right? But then when I go out in the public, everyone's still calling me Reginald. How I feel is not being reflected back to me. I don't feel like Reginald. I feel like Ku'un. But I'm still receiving through my ear canals, you know what I'm saying? Reginald. That's what I mean. Okay. Whoa. A night owl too? I gotta be up early too for work. Don't give a fuck. It's whatever. But yeah, so, okay? Bam. For the people, okay? So we talking about the people. I need you to understand, we having a conversation about the people, okay? And the people are a part of the Constitution. Yes, they are. Okay, persons are a part of it too, but then they're part of that 14th Amendment. So you need to understand, is this talking about a 14th Amendment? Let's read it one more time. And this government of the people, by the people, for the people, right, shall not perish from the earth. Okay. We got that straight, right? Remember what I was telling y'all about classifications. And we're going to come back to the passport because I'm not done. We're just getting started. But check this out. So I was on page 74 just now, right? So now we're going to go into the classifications. Brother Cool, why do you tell Moors, or why do you consult and instruct Moors to go in and correct their social security information? Doesn't that put them under jurisdiction? Why would you send them in to go do such a thing, Brother Cool? Why? Why, Brother Cool? That is insanity. Why would you ever want to go into the public realm and set the record straight and make sure that they don't ever have an opportunity to even perceive you as being something that you're not? But Brother Cool wilding out. Nah, we should just leave the system alone and leave it black, right? Because it puts us in jurisdiction. But then I'm like, we're in jurisdiction now. If you're black, that means you're in jurisdiction. That means you can't call no shots. You can't assert no type of authority because you're not one of the people. Legally. People, right? So now, this is dealing with the SS5 form, okay? Remember, the definitions that they collect as far as classification goes comes from, see if y'all can read that. It comes from the Census Bureau, racial classifications, and their definitions, okay? So when you're filling out that social security information and updating this shit, this is where the definitions for those classifications come from. The Census Bureau, okay? All right. So look here. Remember now, why is it important to not identify as black? Why? Let's read. I'm gonna see if I can try to read this backwards. Why I keep this up? Look, where we at? Black. Person having origins in any of the black racial groups of Africa. Okay? What's the problem with that? You're not really going to see a problem with that until Islam, Brother Glassford. You're not going to see what's wrong with that until we read another one, a different classification, so you can compare it to. So let's read the first one, American Indian. Look at this. A person having origins in any of the original people. Do you comprehend? Did you see people in Black African? Let's go back to Black and African American right here, right here, right? A person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. Do you see people in there anywhere? I didn't. Did you read people in there anywhere? But how many of us are publicly? We go out into the world. They call us Black. They call us minority, which means that you're a grown ass. That means that you're a person. You have a grown ass adult body with the mind of a damn child, right? So they call us colored. They call us Black. They call us Negro. They call us African American. They call us minors, right? They call us everything except who the fuck we are. And this is why I titled this particular live, Legitimate Identity. Who the fuck are you? And why the fuck are we allowing people to call us outside of our name? Legally, because it has consequences. We the type of people that talk all day about honoring our ancestors. So how I look, right? If I'm gonna have a type of ritual and I'm pouring libations and I'm like, yo, thank you, Oshun, Ogun, this, that, and I'm doing my ritual and I'm shouting out all these ancestors. But in my life, right, I'm doing all these rituals, but when it comes down to the core of it, I'm identifying as something that I'm not, which is disrespectful to my ancestors. Because for one, my ancestors didn't think of themselves as grown-ass adults with the mind of a child. They got shit done. Okay? They knew that Black was a color. You can color things. You can't color people. I'm going to say that one more again. You can color things. You can't color people. So they also saw that as a dishonor to the family name, which would get your ass killed back in the day, calling somebody Black. Because it wasn't about calling them Black. The moral of it is you're calling me outside of my name, and I know who the fuck I am. So as long as I'm living and breathing on this earth, you call me by who the fuck I am. Or you gonna catch these hands. Or you gonna catch this scimitar. Or you're going to catch this bow and arrow, or you're going to catch this cannon, or you're going to catch this atomic bomb. Whatever the fuck is the weapon of choice, okay? That's what it boils down to. And we are not putting up a fucking fight. We're not saying a word. Niggas walk around call you minority. I remember watching a video where they had some grown-ass adults on the news. This was like a couple years back. And they actually had a whole interview with a whole bunch of black adults, right? A person having origin in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. So legally, you have a bunch of people who have legally classified themselves as a thing that has no mother or father. That means you don't have no origins in people, right? But who's this government for? This is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. So if you ain't one of the people, this government ain't for you. Period. It's not based upon how you feel. It's not based upon how you feel. A cop could wake up fucked up. He could be in the worst fucking mood ever. I promise you he's going to be on his best behavior if he encounters someone like me. Because his actions towards me don't give a fuck about how he feels. It's going to have some real consequences in his actual real life. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how this government is set up to operate for the people. Who catches the most hell over here? Ain't it the so-called black, the so-called blacks over here? The black Americans? You got motherfuckers from actual countries over in Africa who come over here and they're not catching the shit we are. So you can't say it's a so-called color thing. Peace, peace. It's not because we're so-called black. It's not about that. It really is about identification. And I say identification because that's the real issue at hand. Status is a very general term for me. And I don't feel like it gets really down to the nooks and cranny of what we're dealing with. So I feel like me saying we're having an identity issue, I feel like that goes right to, oh shit, what you mean? Explain, Brother Cool. All right, now I can start getting into my nigga. We having an identity issue. We're walking this earth, right? As the so-called emperors and empresses of this planet, the mothers and fathers of civilization, and we're walking this earth claiming that we have no mother and father. The irony in that shit. And we're getting our ass kicked. So a dude like me sits back and I'm like, oh, this is the issue right here. And I'm not saying that going in and just correcting all this shit now automatically makes you exempt if you don't have the mental capacity to actually be responsible and know how to conduct yourself. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. We have to be lawful so that our children will be lawful. Because I don't want my children being renegades, my nigga. Lawful and protected is what I want. Okay? So, now that we know an American Indian is a person having origins in any of the original people, and this government is one that's established by people, you can see why blacks over here catch the most hell. Does it make sense now? Does it make sense why a black kid could get shot and there's no consequences or ramifications? A nigga get a slap on the wrist and gets a 2-week paid vacation? Does it make sense now? I hope it does, because this is the real world. But here's the thing. No one is denationalizing us. We are denationalizing us through our own ignorance. No one is stopping any of us from going in there to correct our shit, to have it reflecting our true identity. No one's stopping us. When I went to go correct my shit, there wasn't no like, stop. In order to proceed forward, you must get through me. There wasn't no fucking body like that. I ain't deal with no shit like that. But that's what I'm saying. It wasn't taught to me in school, but somehow, some way, I woke up to this information. So that means that I'm supposed to be the one showing the way. You supposed to be the one showing the way. Remember, these niggas didn't intend for us to wake up. So that should show alone what type of shit you made of. You made of some incredible shit. That nigga tried to bury you deep in the darkness so you would never see light. But here we are, sitting in the marvelous light. Come on, my G. That means we're one of the chosen. And I'm not even trying to be on some hocus pocus shit. I'm just saying, hey, my nigga, you see some shit, you know better, so now you should be the one doing better. Showing others how to do better. If you know something, teach someone how to do something. Don't fish for someone. Show them how to fish. That's why I'm not keeping this shit to myself. I'm living my life. I'm doing the best I can to try to achieve my own goals. And I'm not dealing with all the hassles, the negative things. You know what I'm saying? That pull you a step back. I'm not dealing with that. I'm just dealing with moving forward and trying to build my state and my legacy to leave behind for my heirs. That's all. I can peacefully focus on that now. You see what I'm saying? I don't gotta fight nobody. I'm grandpa, my nigga. House Congressional Resolution 331. Okay? the who is it? Pretty much the president and all the people in office think the Iroquois Confederacy or the Haudenosaunee, if I'm saying it correctly, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy for their direct involvement and impact, okay, and impact in the creation of the United States of America and their involvement in the the formation of the United States of America and the creation of the Constitution, and are deemed the grandmothers and grandfathers of the United States of America. But you see, if you don't know that, then you gonna think, oh shit, I don't want to deal with the state. It's gonna put me in jurisdiction. Nigga, when have you ever seen grandma, grandpa take a trip, nigga, and be like, oh, I'm subject to y'all niggas? Or is it the opposite? Everyone says, yo, honor, respect, grandma, grandpa, how you doing? Mwah, mwah, beautiful to see you. How you feeling? You need anything, grandma, grandpa? Matter of fact, yo, I'm going out today. You wanna go? Come on, let me take you on a tour, grandpa, grandpa, come through. It's love, it's respect, it's gratitude. It's never no you beating up on grandma, grandpa, unless you's a shit ass grandchild. If you's a shit ass grandchild, shame on you. But you know what I'm saying? Um, you gotta respect the elders, because if they didn't do what they did, nobody fucking here. So now you have to understand how the when it comes to the history of the United States of America, how they're looking at shit. Damn, if it wasn't for these niggas, you know what I'm saying? Doing what they did, none of us are here to be able to experience life free without having to be um dragged into heralds against their will, because that was happening. Okay, Caucasian women weren't. Oh yes, come take me, fuck me, and sell me. No, no fucking woman in the world would ever want that in her life. Okay, so that means that was forced upon them. Um, all right. You get what I'm saying? So we can't really be like, oh, I'm the victim and shit. Nah, take responsibility. We even Steven, let's move forward on a clean slate. But we can't move forward on a clean slate unless we have our shit straight. We need to have our things straight through the board. If we do that, we won't have issues. The same thing with registering your vehicles. God damn it, people. I don't know about y'all, man, but I know for me, when I was first got into this movement and I was studying uh, everything, and I was pretty much looking at and listening to everything Taj said. Um, that man spoke a lot about liens, right? So pay attention now. Pull up a bill of sale from your state, a bill of sale for like a car or whatever. Pull it up. Look at that motherfucker. When you go to transfer title to a vehicle, read that application. Read that whole shit. Because I promise you, you will see on that form, it has a space where it says lien holder. Okay? This is the important part about reading and not just listening to what people say. You have to see for yourself, because man know not just by being told. That's only the first half. If someone tells you something to spark an idea, but you never act upon it, then nothing happens. But if someone tells you an idea and it sparks something, the only way you're going to really know and experience that shit to fruition is to do it. Act upon it. So no, man, no, not just by being told. If you're told something, you got to go act upon it to experience it. Then you'll truly know it. Okay? So stop listening to what you hear more say. You got to verify for yourself. You got to CYA, baby. Cover your ass. Cover your ass all the time. Don't let niggas catch you slipping. This is America. Have y'all forgotten? Don't let niggas catch y'all slipping. Everyone is trying to take your opportunity because they see you doing nothing with it. But a lot of these people who come over here don't really understand like the shit we dealing with as far as like politically, legally. It would have to take someone who's born here, who grew up in this shit, who knows what it is over here. Because how people live their lives outside of this particular country called the United States of America And outside of America in general, it's different. They look different than we do. Niggas ain't stressed out like we are. Niggas ain't dealing with all that shit like we are. You got fucking countries where the cops have no guns, nigga. What does that tell you about the society? That means the society is operating on a very high level, nigga. When the people protecting the society do not need to carry firearms, nigga. That means their safety is at a good place, bruh. That means they're not dealing with crazy shit. Hello? And still, knowing that, people still want to come over here for opportunity. Think about that shit. Right? Okay. So, now that we understand why it's important to be one of the people, I'm going to go back to page 74. Right? Because we ain't done with these passports. And why it should be recommended as an official, legitimate. Oh, and before we go into that, let me explain something to y'all too. If you created a country and you could name the country whatever the fuck you want, let's say, I'm gonna use myself. Let's say I'm gonna name my country Sunel Republic, right? If I had my own airport, had my own planes, had my own ports, right? Then the nationality it doesn't say it on the card. It just says it on the book. The nationality for my passport would then say Sunel Republic. Okay? The reason why the nationality for the passport says United States of America is because that is the name of the country we're dealing with. No different than if someone goes to Dubai and they're a citizen of Dubai and they have a Dubai passport, the nationality is going to say Dubai. Okay? If someone has a Mexican passport, the Mexican passport nationality is going to say Mexico. Because that is the name of the country they're dealing with. That's it. It's a name, my nigga. Okay? It's a name. And we're the grandmothers and grandfathers of this country. So it don't mean nothing for the nationality to say United States of America, my G. That's the name of our country. Hello, what the fuck are you fighting? What are you talking about? This is our shit. What you mean? We the grandmothers and grandfathers. This is your shit. What you fighting? That's like your grandchildren trying to come in and say, "Hi, grandma, grandpa," and you're like, "Stay away from me." Ugh, my grandchildren, stay away, stay away. What the fuck you acting like that for? They here for you, my nigga. Chill out. Chill out. Okay. So, I'm going to start from the bottom of page 74. Yes, North America is the name of the continent, not the name of the country. See, people get that shit twisted. The continent is called America. On the continent called America, there are many countries. Same thing with Africa. The name of the continent is called Africa. On Africa, there are many countries. And each country has its own nationality. Right? And they have an established name for their particular nationality. It's not rocket science, y'all. So, we're talking about the law of nations here. This is international law. This is basic stuff. Like I said, yeah, they took this shit out of school. They took civics out of school, but my nigga, they took civics out of school. But here I am today talking to you about civics. How the fuck that happened? I didn't go to law school. You know what I'm saying? Something in me woke up where I'm reading shit, I'm understanding shit, I'm comprehending shit, I'm putting shit together. That's it. I didn't go to school for this shit. This shit's already in me. This shit's already in you. Stop it. This is part of regular life. This is how we were regular. It wasn't no special shit for a nigga to speak 5 languages. That's regular shit. Regular shit. Basic. That's like basic. That's not even really impressive like that. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone does that. Everyone is speaking multiple languages. Nobody just speaks one language for a country. That's not real. So we need to get back to a basic standard of who we are and stop looking at that shit like, oh my God, whoo, that's a, nah, bro, that's us. That's who we are. We them niggas. Are you gonna claim it and own it, or are you gonna shy away from it? You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna shy away from that, then it's not for you. So same principle. If you're gonna be scared to deal with your country, you're gonna be scared to deal with your country and go in and correct your country misidentifying you, right? You're gonna be scared to go in there and do that. But you're still gonna be willing to fight when you do get approached and deal with public officials, knowing that your shit ain't straight. Knowing that you're saying one thing, but then there's another thing said on the public record. Come on. So, passport definition. Noun. An official document issued by a government certifying the holder's identity and citizenship and entitling them to travel under its protection to and from foreign countries. That is not difficult to comprehend, right? I'm going to read that one more time. Definition of a passport. An official document issued by a government. Official. Certifying the holders, certifying. It's certifying something that's already concrete. So it's just certifying. Yo, for real. This is that dude. That's all it's saying. Certifying that the holder's identity. Y'all got to listen when I'm reading this shit, y'all. Empty your cup, because you're going to miss out on some jewels, because you ain't emptying out your cup. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. I can stand to be corrected. But based upon how I'm seeing my fellow Moors being treated out here in this motherfucker, oh, appreciate you, King. You know, I didn't even make... If it's in your heart to, please feel free to make a donation to the Cash App at QUNL, $QUUNEL. Appreciate you, brother Harry. It's my family right there. Thank you for the donation, bro. So yeah. So that being said, let's go back, because this is a very important. It's one thing for me to read it, but you need to see for yourself, right? An official document issued by a government certifying the bearer's identity, okay, and citizenship, and entitling them, because we are entitled, right? We are entitled because we're the heirs. No different than how my children are entitled to have the best that I can offer them. They're entitled to that shit. Because why would I bring them into the world and want to give them the least? Does that make sense? They didn't ask to be created. So that's a pretty shit deal. You see what I'm saying? So obviously when you're starting a family, or you have children, or you're about to have a child, your thought process is you want to create the best world for them. You know what I'm saying? So that just is what it is. So we are entitled, right? Entitling them to travel under its protection to and from foreign countries. Remember, I told you our issue is an identity issue. Okay? So what does the passport do? It's certifying the holder's identity. I'm certified, baby. Official. Recognized by the government which I domicile in. The government in which I live. I am recognized. Are you recognized? Do they know who the fuck you are? Because if they know you one of the people, they'll treat you like one of the people. Only people they don't treat like people is The people who are identifying as things, right? Right? I mean, they're really people, but legally they're saying that they're not. That's what's happening. And it's not such like a heavy, oh, it's a Moorish issue. No, it's not a Moorish issue. This is a everybody issue. If you are not identified as who you are in some doo-doo. You're in a sinking ship. You need to learn how to jump off that motherfucker quick. Build your own boat. Take your estate back. Preserve your shit. Okay? So understand what a passport does. It's certifying the holder's identity and citizenship. We'll get into the citizenship aspect of that. Okay? Because I already know what some of y'all thinking. But we're not citizens. I know we're not citizens. Pause. You're going too fast. Slow down. I'm gonna get there. Chill. This part first. Because niggas are still getting stopped for traveling. Niggas are still in jail right now for more than 30 days for traveling. What the fuck is happening? The fuck is happening? We have children in the world. We have women, wives in the world who's watching this shit, yo. The fuck is happening? What are we doing? What we're doing ain't smart. I can tell you that much. And I'm not saying these things aren't a necessity. Of course, we need to have our own military. Of course, we need to have our shit straight. Of course, we need to have a thought process and some type of organization so we can protect ourselves. We're in our right to do that. What I'm saying is if you don't want to get fucked with while you're doing that, then you better stop letting yourself be classified to your government as fucking property. See, because the people ain't considered property. See, does it sound like property to you? Look, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people. If something is of me, by me, and for me, I'm definitely not subject to it. It's for me. It's for you. So you're fighting something that's already for you. That's the whole point. You're fighting something that's for you. It's for you. As long as you identify as one of the people, which we all are. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, we're doing some weird shit to identify as a zombie. You get these protections. I'm not asking none of that shit. I'm asking you to keep it 100 with yourself. Keep it 100 with your ancestors. And then you will see your ancestors start to do some work in this realm for your ass. You'll see. You'll see. People perceive you. People treat you differently. It's just all differently, man. How a nigga look at you. It's all different. I'm telling you. If you just pay attention to those little things, it's a big difference. I didn't do nothing crazy. I didn't do nothing drastic other than just correct my identification and continue living my life. I'm a functioning man. So I'm like, what's the issue? I already have thoughts of what I want to do to progress and do great things for my family and, you know what I'm saying, build wealth. So just keep on doing that shit. Keep on doing that shit. That has nothing to do with, no disrespect, but that has nothing to do with Noble Drew Ali. He had to do his shit his way. That's his own man. He showed you what the fuck he knew, what the fuck he gathered from his experience, laid his shit down, how he best knew, right? And was hoping that niggas would pick up, see what he did, get the drift, and then go do for self. Because I'm sorry, no man that says, and I quote, if I can only get you thinking again, no man that says some shit like that wants to enslave you. That nigga wants you to go fish for yourself. Damn, nigga, if only I could get y'all thinking again. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about following or holding on to, you know what I'm saying, every word like, oh, if the Prophet Drew Ali ain't do it, it ain't right. The man said, don't idolize. The fuck are you doing? You just made him into Jesus. Now he's on the cross like this, holding the Quran and shit. Why are you doing that? That's a man. When he wake up in the morning, he had to piss and shit like every other man does before they go to work. All right, come on now. Come on now. Every man need a nice cup of coffee in the morning to get their day started. All right. Same shit with Jesus. When Jesus woke up, outside the allegory, nigga woke up. He had to piss and shit too. I'm just saying. When a nigga see a fine shorty, hey, you know what I'm saying? Certain things got activated. We're men. Like, come on, stop it. Stop the shit. Think about it. A monk, nigga. Think about what a monk has to do to be able to maintain a life of purity. These niggas live in the fucking mountains. Away, my nigga, from civilization. So they don't get tempted. Because even a monk, nigga, cannot deny when he see a fine ass shorty walk by, bro. You can't tell me he ain't gonna do something like that, a little something, okay? If he's a man, that's innate in us. So you need to comprehend. For a nigga like that to be able to, I want to stay pure. I don't want to be tempted. That nigga has to go away in the mountains, away from people, away from women, away from temptation. I'm just saying, yo. I'm just saying. So, okay, there's some real shit. Stop looking at everyone like they're holy, and you know what I'm saying. They're not a real person. If we stop idolizing the people we look up to and look at what the fuck they did instead of just falling in love with who they are, we might kind of be able to get some shit done around these parts here. I think. A long time ago, my nigga. A really long time ago. Feel me? All right. Let us continue. So, if my identity ain't straight, going in to correct my shit and then getting my passport would be a yes, that is the Adamic nature. If I get my passport, that's the perfect way of certifying who the fuck I am. So you can't assume no shit. Because I don't want to be assumed as something that ain't got no origins in people. In a government that's of the people, by the people, for the people. If I'm not classified as one of the people, then that could possibly mean disaster. Think about it. A government made of the people, by the people, for the people, and you're not identified in the records of that government as one of the people. What type of issues do you think will come out of that? Right. Just some food for thought, okay? Okay. So, you know, like etymology, right? But before we get into that, we're going to go into the synonyms, right? Now that we got the definition down pack. The synonyms of a passport. Look at this shit. I'll let y'all look at it too while I read. Let's see here. Key, path, way, route, avenue, door, doorway. Qualifications are the passport to success. Let's read those synonyms once more again. And synonyms are words that can be used in place of. So another word for passport is a key. Why would you need a key? Found out we was locked on a board ship. And we were all locked in a cell. So to get out, we need a key. We're trapped in a colorable jurisdiction. So to get out, we need to find a path. We need to find a way. We need to find a route. We need to find an avenue. We need to find the door. Where is the doorway? Is it starting to make sense? I hope so. Right? Okay. So anyone who talks down on the passport you need to start creeping back a little bit. Put your book to your chest and keep it moving that way, okay? Because they leading you down a path you need not be fucking with. Okay? Has anything I've said so far about the passport made you feel like it's the type of thing that will have a negative effect on you? Has anything I said about going into the Social Security to correct the fact that you do have a mother and father and that you do have origins in the origin, not just origins in people? See, now this is where our story gets to be a little bit. This is our story and no one else's. You see what I'm saying? We don't just have origins in people. We have origins in the original people of North, South, Central America. Yo, 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 yo. I don't know about y'all, but nigga, that's fucking amazing to me. That's like, wow. I don't know what to say. I'm honored. I will do my best to uphold the honor and make my motherfucking ancestors proud. Like you don't just have origins in people. You have origins in the original people. That means you set the bar. So that means when your shit ain't straight and you walking in this government that's established of the people, by the people, for the people, and then you understand the role that the original people played in their direct impact and involvement in the creation of the Constitution and the formation of the United States of America, and they're deemed the grandmothers and grandfathers of the United States of America. House Congressional Resolution 331. What are we really talking about here? Seems to me we're very confused. We don't really know who we are and what this government is to us. We really don't know. That's how I look at it. Because if we knew, we wouldn't be in these issues. We wouldn't be having these issues. We'd be so much further along. Yes, I am listed as a American Moor. I'm listed as a Moor in the census, fish or tissue, as well as my family. Classified as an American Indian and a white person, because when you read white, it means a person having origins in any of the original people of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. And so if you watch the video I did for Father's Day, right? It was a two-part video talking about the original man, Albert Perry, when they found his remains, his DNA, Y chromosome in South Carolina, right? So that's my daddy, that's your daddy, and that's every man's daddy in South Carolina, oldest Y chromosome on the planet to this date, right? Albert Perry. So this is what I'm saying. If the oldest chromosome is found in America, then that would mean that we went from America into Africa, not out of Africa into America, for the majority of us. Okay, so we went out and then we spread ourselves and we created well. You know what I'm saying? And we did our thing. So it's important to make sure that we are one of the people. So that's just to let you know where I'm at as far as my status, right? And my identification. Across the board, my shit's straight. Got my passport, reflecting my free national name. Like I said, I'm classified in the census as a Moor. And no, they didn't have to write it in. It's already in the system, right? So it's not some shit that I made up. Like, oh, as soon as I said MOOR, oh yeah, it's already in the system. Well, click that bitch then. All right, that's what I said to the census lady who I sat outside with for an hour talking to when she did come by the house. This was last summer to do the census because I was one of those few neighbors in the area who would actually sit down and have a conversation. Everybody just slamming their doors. Nope, not interested, not interested, no need. And it's like, nigga, Do you understand the importance of making sure you are identified properly by the government? They renew the shit every 10 years. Don't you know that they renew the same passport every 10 years? Every 10 years, you got to renew your passport? Come on now. And nobody wants to have a conversation with you? Hell the fuck yeah, I'm going to have a conversation with you. Shit. You need something to drink? You want some water? I got some ice inside. I get some water. We sit down. We chill. We good. Nigga sat outside for an hour having a conversation. She got to learn a lot of shit she ain't know. She ain't know that a lot of niggas ain't from Africa like myself. She ain't know that. But I tell you what, she walked away knowing some shit. All right. Okay. Because I have to cut her, set her straight on everything. So, as far as classification goes, shall I check Black African American? Oh no, 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 no. Oh, I'm sorry. What do you identify as? See, that's the proper way to go about it, motherfucker. You ready to check? No, nigga, you don't get to speak for me. I'm not a minor, so I'm gonna check your ass. No, that's not who I am. American Indian and white. Question. Okay, boop, American Indian. Now the thing breaks down into a subclad. So what makes you connected to being an American Indian here in America? Oh, my family's from Haiti. I'm Haitian. Check. Any other classifications? Sure. I'm white. Okay. Subcategories. And what connects you to this status as being white? Oh, I'm a Moor. Check. So when I walk in this world, across the board, I am who I say I am. So this is what I mean by not dealing with certain things that's going to push you back. It don't make no sense to me. When this is our government, if we'll take our place once again in the affairs of men. Because I can only tell you, the only reason why a man is getting fucked with in his travels is because he's not being looked at as a man. Period. Period. And so you have to understand when it comes to law and religion, you got to look at it like this as well. If you're not competent enough to recognize that you have an estate, you need to think about how to build your estate and how you're going to pass that down and how that shit's going to look for your children if something happens to you and how they're going to be able to receive it. You know what I'm saying? If the government sees you're thinking like this, they're like, oh, boss, one of the people. Because only a nigga that think like that is the type of nigga that can help establish a government like this. Oh, okay, I know who you are. Yes, Grandpa. What do you need? How could I help you? You see what I'm saying? It's a whole different type of vibe or energy. In the actions, I know who I am. I know what I should be doing, so I'm doing it to the best of my ability, right? So, once we get into the etymology now, right, of passport, late 15th century, denoting authorization to enter or depart from a port. From French passport, from passer to pass, plus port, seaport. Okay? So a passport gets you from port to port to port. Don't we deal with ports historically? When you read the treaties, ain't the treaty dealing with Christian ports and Muslim ports? Or Christian ports and Moorish ports? Port. What about this port? What about this port? How would this work for me? See this part here? They have it in English. They have it in French, and then they have it in Spanish. Okay? So this is how you know these are the main languages in this country. English, French, and Spanish. So these are the basic 3 languages we're supposed to be speaking here. Because these are the basic languages of this country. Does that make sense? This is what I'm saying. Basic shit. Basic shit. So average American is supposed to be able to speak English, French, and Spanish. Hard facts. We got work to do. So I'm going to read this one in English, okay? The Secretary of State of the United States of America hereby requests all whom it may concern to permit the citizen / Now I looked up what / means legally, right? A / means and or. And or. So let me read it again. The Secretary of State of the United States of America hereby requests all whom it may concern to permit the citizen and or national of the United States named herein to pass without delay or hindrance, and in case of need to give all lawful aid and protection. It's all about protection. It's not about fucking with you. So if they're fucking with you, it's 2 things. Either you actually breaking the law as one of the people, or you're not one of the people at all. Both are crimes in this country. Both are crimes, apparently, in this country. I did. Hold on. My bad, y'all. I need to keep up with these chats because y'all asking some good questions in here too. So let me keep up. Okay. It is how it's done. Yes, average people who are black, and I'm calling them average because they identify as black. Only reason why I'm saying average, right? Average people who are black, who identify as black, and then who get passports, they apply for the passport regularly, right? Then yes, they'll be considered a citizen and national, right? Remember the / I'm gonna show you right here, right? The / this citizen / national means and or. So it's either 2 options. Either you're a citizen and a national, or you're a citizen or a national. Okay? So for my particular situation, based on how I applied for my passport, right? Because I read the instructions, right? So I applied as a national, but not a citizen. So for me, it would be or. I'm not a citizen, so I'm a national, right? And that's based on documentation that I sent along with my passport application following the procedures of the Department of State. Bang. How do I know they agreed? Because they sent me my shit. I told them what time it was. Put my headdress on there, B. Put my surname and my given name on there, B. Keep that shit right and tight. Because I am grandpa. My ancestors helped us. My ancestors had direct involvement and impact in establishing this motherfucker. Who am I to not claim that? I will be stupid. Because not everyone has that family history. So I'll be stupid to not claim it. Because any other person in the world would claim that shit in a heartbeat. And they are. Because a lot of us are considered dead in the eyes of the law because we have no origins in people. Facts. This is the issue people don't want to deal with. But I'm going to break this shit down for you. I'm going to kill this spell. Look. I'm on page 75 now, okay? Right? I'm reading about the passport. When traveling between different countries, a passport is required to gain access and cross the country's borders. The purpose of a passport is to show other nations that you are a legal citizen of your particular nation of origin. For example, if you are American and want to enter the United Kingdom, you must show customs your passport in the United Kingdom to prove that you are a national of the United States of America before they will allow you entry. Essentially, a passport asks other nations' permission for you to cross their borders and become a part of their culture, even if it is temporary. Most passports contain your photograph, name, and birth date, along with your nation of origin. That's what that nationality question is. What is your nation of origin? So for this particular modern day and age, my nigga, the United States of America, right, is an attachment of the Moorish Empire. Hello? Hello? So it's kind of weird if you say you're a Moor, but you're not fucking with the United States of America. I mean, it's your shit. That's like grandma and grandpa saying they don't fuck with their grandkids. Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? Why you don't fuck with your grandchildren? They're gonna carry your name and your lineage on after you go. What's wrong? Or maybe you would prefer to keep on warring with one another. Maybe you'd prefer to live a type of life where you gotta bury your wife, or you gotta bury your son, or you gotta bury your daughter, because we in war. Maybe you prefer that type of lifestyle instead, rather than value and appreciate and cherish the level of peace that we do have, at least. It could be better, but damn it, appreciate the shit you do have. Because ain't like this niggas busting in your door right now, you know what I'm saying, about to rob and pillage you without you having no type of rights or ability to secure and protect yourself and yours. So I'm just saying, be appreciative for the shit you do have. Okay? So that just lets you know, internationally, you cannot fuck with other countries unless you have a passport. Because nobody gonna fuck with you if the government that you come from don't fuck with you. And it's simple as that. Nigga, I ain't about to protect your ass if the government you come from don't see that you worth protecting. Nigga? And why do I speak like that? Because you're classified as a nigga in the system. So we're gonna treat your ass like a nigga. And I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. Nigga? This shit's happening legally. Okay. American passports typically last for 10 years, and the expiration date is clearly shown on the inside cover. Every country has specific guidelines in terms of getting a passport. The laws are different from country to country, so it is best to find out what is required before attempting to get one. I'm gonna read that again. So it is best to find out what is required before attempting to get one. If you're traveling somewhere that a passport is required, travel insurance is recommended in the event that passport gets lost or stolen. That's up to you. Visas are another document designed to allow people access into other countries. The difference between a visa and a passport is a visa specifies certain reasons why that person will be staying in the country. It also specifies a certain time frame. Most of the time, visas are granted to people who work or plan to attend school in a nation for a select amount of time. It is really a supplement to the passport. I'm going to say that again. It is really a supplement. It is really a supplement to the passport. That means it's a fill-in, my nigga. That's what a green card is. It's a fill-in. Okay? Since both are required at the same time, the visa is usually stapled or attached to the passport and shown at the time of entry in another country. Now, I haven't taken this passport yet to other countries. Not yet, but this is what they're talking about. See, you get your passport, you start getting into the books. Mind you, they got little nice phrases and things all there that's telling you the truth about your government. Okay, so these are, so once you start getting into, once you pass page 7, right, then these are the visa pages. Okay, so if you go into a country, then they'll stamp this, and then they'll, you know what I'm saying? You go to another country, stamp that. And you go to another country, they'll stamp this one. You go to another country, they'll stamp this, and then they'll put the date, whatever, you know, how long you're staying, whatever. And then they'll ask you, what are you here for? Right? So these are the pictures. And of course I asked for an extra thick book because, nigga, I plan on traveling. So I wanted a thick book. Cause you're gonna be stamping me the fuck out. I ain't about to be domesticated here all my life. I'm about to travel and see this whole motherfucking plane. Okay? And I want my children to see that too. So they can be very well rounded in culture. I think that's the best way to educate our children. Niggas talking about reparations. Listen, there's only 2 things we need from reparations: free education, free travel. If I want to go on a plane and go to Greece, flights paid for. If I want to go to Harvard and get my bachelor's, paid for. That's all we need if you're talking about reparations. Niggas don't need money. We need substance and resource. Free travel, free education. Call it a day. If you don't know what to do with that, that's on you. Okay? Because a lot of people can take the same check or salary that they make here, take that shit to another country, and live like a motherfucking boss. How'd that happen? You don't find that weird? Take the same level of work you do here, go somewhere else, and you're a king over there. You're one of the wealthiest people over there. How'd that happen? Okay. So we were just talking about the visas, okay? The visa is usually stapled or attached to the passport and shown at the time of entry into another country. Most visas have time limits, and typically that time extends to about 6 months. People can request that their visa be extended in certain circumstances, but there are usually strict requirements one must meet before getting a time extension. Just like passports, a travel insurance policy is recommended in case the paperwork is misplaced. In case some shit happened, right? Now, this last paragraph is a doozy. Listen very carefully. Passports are a form of legitimate identity. What about the state ID, Brother Cool? What about the driver license? Is that also considered legitimate ID? No. Why? It's only legitimate. That ID is only legitimate in the United States of America. Why, Brother Cool? Because it's domestic. It's not an international document. Huh? The passport speaks to other countries. If I were to take a Washington State ID and try to go on an airplane, right? And try to go to another country, let's say like Britain, right? Or Paris. Let's say I want to go to France. Once I reach the ports of France or Gaul, right? For the Gaul people, or I go to Gaul and they look at my Washington State ID, they're going to say, we don't recognize this ID. You're going to have to get on a plane and head back home. We can't allow you entry into here. We don't recognize that. But then I'll be like, but wait, this is from Washington State, and Washington is part of the United States of America. But then they'll say, well, then where's your passport? You get my drift? Where's your passport? The passport is an international document. It speaks to foreign, it speaks here, and it speaks outside of here. Does that make sense? It speaks inside the United States of America, and then it speaks outside the United States of America. The state ID or driver's license speaks inside the United States of America. It can't speak outside the United States of America. That's how that works. Okay? So passports are a form of legitimate identity. Legitimate. Okay? So I want you to understand what type of eyes you're uh, uh, um you're being perceived through when you present in a certain way. When the dude asks me for identification, 9 times out of 10, I'll have my card on me. I don't like to walk around with my book. That was the main reason why I got the passport, book, and card, because then I can just treat the card like I would a state ID and just keep it in my wallet, right? I don't have to have a book on me because the card does just the same. Okay? I can use this card and I can go to Canada, I can go to Mexico. Um I can I can get on a boat, right? But as far as travel goes through plane, I can, like I said, I can only go to Canada and Mexico. But I wouldn't be able to travel anywhere else via plane with this card. That's where the book come into play. See? You see? That's how we supposed to be rocking and rolling, Moors. Are you who the fuck you say you are? Are you recognized by the government which you live? Period. Okay? That's what it's about. So just know, if that's not how you're moving, then you're not moving right. Okay? I'll do you one even further. Let me go grab my car registration. We're going to get further into that passport because there's a Supreme Court case law I need to know about too. Give me a minute. Literally. All right. My Bluetooth came in and somebody just give me a heads up. Let me know if you can hear me. And don't worry, y'all. I'm still going through all these questions, so I'm about to stop in a second after I show y'all this. Matter of fact, before we do that, but this is what I mean. Okay. I drive a Toyota Matrix. Okay. Can I see that? Who's the registered owner? Does that say Kuhn Ani Alamari Suel? Look. Look. Does that say that? When I look at registered owners, does that say that? Does that say my title? No. However, am I a member of this particular organization? Yes. So who am I then in comparison to this? I am the lien holder. Okay? Lien holder. So the vehicle is registered in what? My trust. Okay? So what do you think I used as ID to go register the vehicle? My passport. Hello? Why? Because it's considered legitimate identification. It's the ultimate ID, baby. That's what a lady at Walmart told me, because I was trying to send something to Western Union one time and I realized, looking at my passport card, right, that there's no mailing location on it. Not even on the book. There's no mailing location. So that lets me know that they can't pull me into no corporate jurisdiction, right? There's no mailing location. This is another reason why you should move first with your passport, because now you don't got to deal with no Buck Act bullshit with zip codes and none of that stuff. Birthplace, Maryland, USA. You don't say state of Maryland. Maryland, USA. Boom. Republic. You get what I'm saying? So this is how we're supposed to be moving. Your vehicle should be registered to your trust And you should have proper identification to reflect that you are the lien holder. Because obviously, if you have a trust, then you should be classified within that trust as either a member or the grantor. You see what I'm saying? A beneficiary who can benefit from the use of the vehicle. This is why I don't deal with traveling issues. When the shit gets scanned, this is the information that gets pulled up. Okay? And this organization has an EIN. It's not a social security number. All right? And this is a religious organization. But to keep it simple for the public people, we call it a church, just to make a conversation more smooth. You know what I'm saying? How can you communicate these things and apply them in your real life to make it work? All right. Before I move forward, let me ask some of these questions. All right. Put this back in a second. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Aboriginal, okay, a name change with the court. Is there a difference? J Jax asks, is there a difference in that and the Aboriginal status? They seem to be or mean the same. Um, I will say, I like to go exactly by what words are being used. So when I look up American Indian and I'm looking up the Census Bureau, it makes no mention of Aboriginal. So there's no need for me to even speak on that. Right? But I get what you're saying. If they're moving like that and they're correcting their shit and they're going into public and they're correcting their information to reflect that, yes, they're Aboriginal, which I understand what they're saying is, I am a heir of one of the original peoples of North South Central America, then they're right and exact. And nobody can argue with them. Because at the end of the day, some shit go down. They could be like, oh, them Aboriginal niggas be out of whack. But guess what? Some shit go down, my nigga. Their identity straight. They gonna be protected while you getting chucked, nigga. Because you still classify as somebody who ain't got no mama or daddy. Next question. Any statute that goes against the Constitution is void, ab initio, or void in its inception. That is correct. Every state has revised codes. Everyone always talking about statutes aren't the law when they are the laws of the municipalities. Where did you get your birth certificate from when you were born? Yes. If you want to look at statutes, so the Constitution speaks to certain aspects of issues in a general sense, but when you look at statutes, they go into they break shit down into specifics. For example, murder in the first degree, second degree, third degree, manslaughter in the first degree, second degree, third degree, and based on the degree of the offense, they come with a particular penalty or a yeah, they come either with a particular penalty or punishment, right? Because bad behavior is never rewarded. So that's really what statutes are for. They're just like breaking down shit into specifics. For example, I could pull up Title 42 of the United States Code, which is dealing with the oh my god, which is dealing with the Religious Restoration Act. All right, now you could call that a statute, but that statute is coming is codified straight out of the First Amendment of the Constitution. So is it void? No, it's not void. It's dealing with a specific issue. So statutes are not law by themselves. You got to understand that statutes are connected to the Constitution. Not all of them are. You need to be able to read and be able to see which ones are you know what I'm saying, being pulled directly from particular amendments that are certifying or affirming those amendments, like the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. So, good question. I feel like I answered that. Let's move on. Um, so, when I did update with Social Security Administration, should I have left my government name as holder and just signed my Moorish name as holder? Nah, if your current legal name is what it is, then that's what you sign by. If you go and do the name change later on, you can always go back and update that. But as far as like your current legal name, if you didn't legally make a change, then it should be the same as your birth name. Either way, it's not the name that makes the man. The man makes the name. No different than the tool. Do you have a birth certificate? I do, and it's authenticated, and I am in full control of it. And it stands today as an original and not a copy. And it is admissible in court as evidence. And it's being held under full faith and credit at the Department of State under my annex number. Um, yeah, so okay. So for me, my spiritual name is my legal name. I like to keep my shit one and the same. So I know there's certain people who like to have one, they like to have a regular name or a name they feel whatever in the public, and then they keep their spiritual name private. I don't, nothing wrong with people who feel that way, but I don't feel like I need to move that way. So yeah, I'm not afraid to put my spiritual name out into the world. It doesn't scare me. It's my fucking spiritual name. That's how I want to be perceived. So yes, I want you to know it so you can give that shit right back to me because that's what I expect back, right? So once again, man, it's just like we're grown adults, bro. Nothing to be afraid of. Your grandma and grandpa. What you afraid of, grandma? What you afraid of, grandpa? So for me, my government name is my spiritual name, and vice versa. My spiritual name is my government name. So yes, I am the holder of Reginald Jules because that was my name at birth. And so I continue and I live and I move forward under a new. Exactly. Prime example of that. Glad you said that. Let me see. Joe TV 13. I'm glad you said that. Change the name to proper grammar with the decree, and it puts the straw man to rest because the names cross, and it collapses the sestacute trust. For example, look, show you what my name change look like. Of course, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen it. I put it in the book, right? I'm not afraid to put my shit out there into the world because I know it's substance and it's standing on the truth. So you ain't got shit to hide. Look, this is the name change I did. All right, this is my name change. Okay. As you can see, I did not write anything in all caps because I am one of the people and I am a man and I was taught how to write in proper English grammar. And we do not write in English grammar in all caps. Okay? Irregardless of what it's gonna look like. Because look, you see how I wrote it, right? Reginald Jules, proper lower, right? My new title. Look. You see? Do you see anything in caps? Do you see anything in caps? Nah, because they're dealing with a man. I'm one of the people. So this is what I'm saying. Article 3 of the Constitution when you're invoking your religious rights. Brother Cool, how did you invoke that? And what did you use to invoke that? I used the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. which states that anytime you invoke your religious freedoms when you're dealing in judicial issues, no matter what venue you're in, that whole situation now will fall underneath Article 3 of the Constitution. And when you read Article 3 of the Constitution, Article 3 of the Constitution is dealing with consular courts. So that's where you want to be at, y'all. Y'all want to be in consular courts? Invoke your religious freedom. How, Brother Cool? Look at question number 5. Right? Number 5. I request a change of name for the following reasons. Please explain. And what did your brother write? Religious reasons. I'm trying to read this shit backward, but it's hard. Religious reasons in accordance with the ancient traditions and customs of my indigenous ancestors. Exodus 20:12. See that? Religious reasons. So what did I activate? The Religious Freedom Restoration Act. By saying religious reasons, what did I just activate? Consular courts. Article 3, Section 2. Just by exercising my First Amendment right. Okay? Like I said, do you see anything in all caps? Do you see anything in all caps? No. But it's all right. That's cool. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Here it's in all caps. That's fine. It's not the tool. I'm the wielder of the tool. This is a tool that's certifying my identity. It's all right if it's in all caps. When you're straight, privately and publicly, that means privately you're whole as a being, and publicly you're the owner of your shit. So if everything in the public is commercial, then who's the owner of this commercial instrument? You see what I'm saying? Who's the owner of this estate on this, that's being reflected on this instrument? Who's the owner? I am. And no one can refute it, whether it's in all caps or not. So don't get caught up in that. It's not the end all be all. Okay? Let's get to the next questions. I'm about to close out because I got to get up in a couple hours for work. I don't even know what time it is right now. I'm pretty sure it's probably like 2 o'clock. But I'm going to give it a couple more minutes because I ain't going to lie. I want to light up a J and enjoy myself. But I also want to vibe out with y'all and answer some more of y'all questions. So, yes, Brother J Jax, the book is, I am selling it, and it does assist others in what to do and how to do it. And I'm using myself as the example. All the documents in the book are my documents that I filled out and went forward with. So when you see me with my passport, right? And you get the book, this is what you get. Look. Just to show you. Right? You get to see my passport application and how I filled it out. Okay? To get my passport. And then you also get to see not the entire bit, but a little bit of that affidavit that I sent along. Let me let this plane go by. I get a little bit of the affidavit that a little bit of affidavit that I sent along with the application uh, to go along with that. So I get that too. I also show you how I filled out my Form 56, right, to legally fire any agents of the United States who were assuming to be in control of my estate because they thought I was lost at sea or dead or just a grown man with a damn child mind walking around here not knowing shit about my estate. So I had to correct that. Fire niggas. You know what I'm saying? If you a boss, you gotta do boss things. Have you fired? Have you fired any agents of the U.S. who have been assuming control of your estate because they thought you was dead? Because you was classifying as somebody who don't have origins and people? Did you do that? I did. I show you how I did my shit. Right? Show you how I fill out my form. Right? Show you how I fill out my applications and stuff like that. Okay. See, I even show you a little bit of the letter. A little bit of what was on the letter that went along with my application. Okay. So this book is here. I put this book, I structured it in such a way, if you never speak to me, you just go through the book and follow it, you will have your passport as a national and not a citizen of the United States. When everything's said and done, you'll have your trust set up. You'll have you have all your shit straight. You won't have no problems. You'll be able to put your vehicle in your trust, so that way when you're traveling on these roadways, you ain't got to worry about being stopped unless you actually committing some crime or somebody actually or a judge actually signed a warrant, right? Looking for Sunel Shi Amaru Republic, because they're not going to be looking for Kun L. The vehicle's not in my name. So, yes, everything is in place. I laid it out, and then I explained and broke the shit down as to why we're doing what we're doing and how we're doing it. So yes, bro, get this book. I took my time to put it together. I put everything in it, man. So that's all I could say about that. Let me see. Hey, it be like that. Yes, sir. You already know how it goes. Oh, it's 1:46 a.m. All right, we Gucci. I only need about 3 to 4 hours, so I'm good. I'm good to at least like about 2:30. 3 o'clock never scares me. So we good. Oh, if you want to find me, you can email me. I do have a Suno University page as well. It's on the Facebook. You go on Facebook, just type in Suno University, um, and then you go like and go follow that page. I put a lot of the information on the page on that particular page as far as the link to the book. Um, and I put posts, various information, and I put videos. I'll share some of the videos that I'll put on Facebook, and I'll upload them onto that page. You know what I'm saying? So people can have access uh, as well. And if you were to like send a message on that, then you'll get an automatic response that'll redirect you to my email, right? If I don't respond in a fashionable time, because I might be doing other shit like being at work and stuff like that, right? So just bear with me, right? I'm still a father too at the end of the day, so balance is everything. This is why I say sometimes you just don't give a fuck about sleep, because sleep kind of gets in the way of what you got to get done. If I was worried about sleep, then I would have never done this. You know what I'm saying? And this is something I need to do because yeah, it's cool I get to help people, but at the same time, you got to understand I'm trying to build my legacy, right? And I want to build my legacy through example. So for me, wealth is based on how people value you and how you've contributed to what I'm saying, to people in their lives, not just through finances, but like in helping them get to a better place. So I'm happy that, what I'm saying, I'm one of those cool cats who not out here just like jipping people and doing all types of lewd shit to the community. Like, you know, Everything I do is legit. I have Moors who can certify with their own passports and how they live in their lives in different states that everything works. I've been able to help Moors in different countries, so it's a blessing, man. And like my goal of doing all this is that one day I've done enough work to where when I start traveling, man, everywhere I go, I'll be at home. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I want to be able to have helped that many people. Also, too, the way I look at shit, it doesn't take a lot from a large group of people to help. What do I mean by that? There are 7 billion people on this planet, right? According to the numbers. So if every person on the planet donates $1, then you will have $7 billion. What could you do with $7 billion? Pause. If everyone on the planet donated 50 cents, you would have $3.5 billion. 50 cents. I use that analogy to say that I'm not the type of dude that will be like, yo, oh man, this person only sent me 50 cents to a shitty donation. No, every bit counts. Energy is energy. You don't get to differentiate between, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this energy good, this energy not good. No, you gotta take the whole fucking package, okay? Energy is energy. Whatever form you receive it in, energy is energy. And so I go about my business in an honest way. So whatever you can donate, just know it's appreciated. Even if it's 25 cents. I don't give a fuck. It's energy. That means you're considering my energy. And that makes a nigga feel good. It makes him want to be like, I could do this a little bit more often because I'm being fed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just outputting energy. You get the benefit, and then it's just like, all right, cool. Go about your day now, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one of those mortals who's like, oh, I need $100 donation. Da, da. Nah. Whatever you feel, bro. $1, 50 cents, 25 cents, cash app it. It helps. It's about the appreciation. It's about the morals. Morals. You know what I'm saying? My tribal brothers donated $10 to me. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of people I vibe with from my tribe. Like we support each other in our endeavors for business. We want to see each other. You heard that thing called group economics, right? Group economics, right? Okay. And don't get me wrong, I include myself in this as well. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like if we did like just imagine we start a circle, right? This circle here of like 42 people, and like every month, right? It'll be a person's turn, and out of those like 42 people, everyone just donates $1, and then whoever's that person that turn is, they get that $42 to do whatever the fuck they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm familiar with Susus, and I've seen my mother deal with that shit growing up. With the right people, it can be a very productive and successful function. But with greedy niggas who will not pay when it's their time to pay in and keep everything fair, then the shit becomes a disaster. When I say disaster, I mean like niggas is calling your house and I'm picking up the phone as a child, and you know what I'm saying? Niggas is like grown adults calling with a hearty voice talking about, can I speak? I need to speak to your mother. No, the fuck you don't, nigga. Not with that tone. You know what I'm saying? Because even as a child, I'm like, oh no, nigga, I'm not presenting you to my mom. You tripping, nigga? Nah, you call with the whole wrong energy. I'm not even giving my mom this phone so you can fuck with her energy like that. Fuck out of here. Click. You see what I'm saying? I had to deal with that shit. So it's about the people you deal with. But man, it doesn't take much, yo, to just show support. So I'm just saying, man. 40 people send $1. Hey, that's $40. Thank you. You know what I mean? 40 people send 50 cents. Hey, that's $20. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? That helps. Appreciate that. That's real rap. Oh, so let me go back to these questions. Oh, shout out and respect to the brother who's on his graveyard shift right now. Get that work. Yeah, the people are the government in an actual republic. Yes. The birth certificate is a passport? No, it is not a passport. That birth certificate um is your deed. The birth certificate is the proof of your ownership in the estate. You see what I'm saying? That's what they call it, a certificate. No different than if you have a trust and you have like stakeholders or people who are donating, or like your private sponsors, right? Your stakeholders. So you got to make sure they're happy because they're the ones funding you the energy to do what you need to do. You see what I'm saying? So, I appreciate the love, family. Goddamn, goddamn. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Get your birth certificates, bro. That's your shit. That's no different than saying if somebody says if somebody says they're the owner of a home, right? And I am questioning that, and I ask them to show proof, and they show me a copy of a certificate. I'm not going to think you're the owner. I'm going to think you capping. So you just remember, the whole point of authenticating the birth certificate all the way to federal is because once you do that, and it comes with that. Once you get it, it comes with that. It comes with the. Let me see here. Let me show you that real quick. That's why I like this book, because I put so much of myself in it that I really, when it comes to talking about this information, I really don't need to pull out no other books. You know what I'm saying? Unless I really want to go into something more abstract. But other than talking about processes, bro, I rock out with the book. I put everything in it anyway, right? So this is my birth certificate when I first started, right? I ordered this from the Bureau of Vital Statistics. Okay, my full form, right, which got the time you were born and all that extra shit. And then I got that certified by the Secretary of State of Maryland, right? Which is where the estate was. That's where I was born, in Maryland State. Okay. So I got that. That was the second phase. All right. And then once I got that done, this was attached to this. So now it was a 2-page document. And I sent that down to the Department of State, following proper procedures, make sure you get the right address. And once I got that back, then now it was a 3-page document. So 1, 2, you know what I'm saying? And now this is the last page. Okay? Remember, first is last and the last shall be first. This was the first page, now it's the last page. When you're done, this is now the first page. And look what the first page says. United States of America. Okay? So once you get to this part, now you're not, now this, which is just a copy, once you have all this, the trinity, now it's an original. Okay? So I hold the original certificate of my estate as a owner, or I should say as a co-owner of this large estate known as the United States of America. And I'm only a co-owner because I'm sharing it with other indigenous peoples who look like me, who also share history here on this continent. You see what I'm saying? But more specifically, who share history in this specific government. It ain't, the United States of America ain't so bad once you get to know it. But to get to know it, you need to know yourself first. Okay? So that's why you authenticate the birth certificate. Let's continue on with these questions. Yes, I am Anglo-Saxon as well. Brother DeAndre, I did research on my family with the name Jules. We actually come from the House of Joel, which is a house in Wessex, which would be West Saxony. Up Deonde. Apologies, my brother. 1189. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yes, I do assist other Moors in their process. I offer a mentorship program. So I offer it in two aspects. I offer it in an aspect for individual, and then I offer it in an aspect for family. Okay. For individual is 250 notes. And what I do is part of the package in the process is you will get a copy of the book because this book is the curriculum. You get what I'm saying? All these things are in place for a reason. So this is the curriculum. So once you finish this book, that means you're done with your process. That means you graduated, my nigga. You graduated to a missionary, okay, and a consul. Because now you're at a place where you cannot be fucked with unless you actually do some crazy shit. Okay, so the book is part of the package, and then with that, I consult you and I walk you through processes step by step. First step dealing with, um, oops. First step dealing with, just 1 second. First step dealing with, I'll just put the second one in there. Don't worry, I didn't lose my train of thought. So the first step dealing with getting their name change petition, how to go about getting the name change, where to get it from, right? And then because I like to do things the right way the first time to the best of my ability, and I damn sure as hell ain't about to be mentoring some people and helping them getting their shit straight, but I'm having them do shit two, three, 4, 5 times. Fuck that. I'm not with that shit. So how I operate is we'll you'll find the form, you'll fill it out, and then you'll send that shit to me first, and then we're gonna go over it together to make sure this shit is right. So you only have to go in there for one time because you got your shit right. You done said what you want to say. Let that shit go. Okay. If it's done right, you should only have to do it the first time. And mind you, this process I'm talking about, everything I only did it one time, yo. I only did it one time. That was it. Done. I didn't have to send no 7 letters to 7 locations because doing this process properly and updating yourself all the way up to federal, Homeland Security is in communication, Social Security is in communication, Department of Justice is in communication, Immigration Services is in communication, the Homeland Security is in communication. All about you in the system. Okay. Of course, you got to study yourself whole, man. When you look at the original Europeans, they were dark skinned too. So hey, you know what I'm saying? If England is on the east coast of the Americas, then hey, we need to do some research into that. And there was a video I did a while back when I was reading the uh, history of Latin America, and I was reading about the viceroys and the royal government, right, of America, talking about Spain, Granada, Al Andalus. So hate when that happens. Lose my damn train of thought. But yes, dealing with the English side. So you got to know everything. So I have to do research on the jewels to realize who my family is, just to have a better understanding. So no, I don't deny my English side. I take that shit full in. I just told you, I identify as American, Indian, and white. A white is a person having origins in any of the original people of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. You see, I covered all my bases. American, Indian, and white. I did change my name in the court. I don't know if you've seen it, but in my book, I was showing how I filled out my name change petition. And when I went into court that day, of course, I had on my turban and my tassel. And when I went in, all the magistrate did was, of course, bless her soul. She tried. I wasn't even mad. She tried to say my spiritual title. She didn't even want to take a chance to fuck with it. So she just said Reginald, and she made a face like Reginald. like, I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher your name, so I'm just gonna stick with what I know. Forgive me. And I was like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. I was like, yeah, that's fine, yes. And she was like, so raise your right hand. Do you affirm or swear that, this is your truth and everything you've written down here is your truth under penalty of perjury? I affirm, because we don't swear, right? I affirm means of my own right. So I affirm. So yeah, I did it in court, got my shit signed, and I was out of there. I did a video on that too, where I put my whole process out there because what stopped me from doing that process? Oh, dealing with the court puts you in a jurisdiction. You don't want to do it. Okay. Um, Peace. Hmm. Albayan. Actually, I'm under the conception that Albayan is in California. If you look at the map in California, they have a mountain. They have a mountain range called Albion, New Albion. You'll even see that shit in the old maps in Latin. Nova Albion, or Nov, or Nef, which is French. I mean, a derivative of French because it comes from Latin. But it'll say Nova Albion. It's like, huh? Okay. I know New York was New Amsterdam, 1500s. Yeah. Oh no, I haven't used my old name in years. It's probably been like almost 4 years because I did my name change in 2017. That was 2017. Yeah, it's been about 4 years. Yes, my book also speaks on how to fill out the SS5 form, and also I also fill in my own spiel as far as how the conversation with the agent should go to get your EIN over the phone. Oh, is that right? Elf blood. Oh shit, really? His name was Augustus Albianus? Wow. do the do the US law have the right to jail you for anything? If you're one of the people, no. They don't have the right to jail you. Unless you're actually committing a crime or injuring someone or damaging their property. But you gotta remember too, if you're classified as property yourself, right, and the state is low on bread or they need bread, who do you think they're gonna tax first? They're gonna tax the property first. This is why the blacks get fucked with first. And I say blacks in the third person because I don't identify as that. And that has to be normal behavior now, right? I can't be shamed or made to feel guilty because I'm not identifying myself with something that doesn't have origins in people. I don't believe in walking this earth and saying I'm not a mother. So I shouldn't be shamed for that, right? There should be understanding in that now. And so that's the level we need to raise the shit to now. Now this has to be regular behavior. You know what I'm saying? Where, yeah, blacks have this issue. And that doesn't mean that I'm removing myself from the situation. It just means that I choose to do something that honors my ancestors. And y'all doing something that's not. And I'm trying to give y'all this work to make y'all realize what's going on. But hey, if you don't got the ears to hear it, then that's not on me. You know what I'm saying? I put the information out there. Hey, love from Kentucky. Yes, I fucks with it. King Tut. The book is 120 notes. So the book, what's the title of the book? The book is called The Book, Volume 1. Nationality and Trust, The Process. I'm all about process, y'all. I'm all about processes, and that's one thing that I realized that a lot of Moors don't really talk about. They don't really explain thoroughly process, and this is why people be confused when it comes down to getting results with things, because their processes are off. So this is The Book, Nationality and Trust, The Process. So that's the name of the book. The Book, Volume 1. And yes, Volume 1, because at some point I do plan to put out a Volume 2. Hey, much love from Pete from Pennsylvania. Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here. Yeah, the Englishmen were the Berbers. If you go research the uh uh the Normandy conquest of 1066, it'll all make sense to you. That's the Normandy conquest of 1066. That's right. You use your private EIN. Exact. Right and exact. So that's the thing about my trust. How I set up my trust, all my trusts are on zero master files. So when you see the zero master file, it means that there are no filing requirements at the end of the year. So if you asking me, how do I go about filing taxes for my trust? I don't. It's not necessary. Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Platinum. Platinum TV Wireless. Thank you. Yes, yes. All right, Jay Jacks with another good question. So, what does that status change as it relates to criminal history before the change? Will you get your right to vote back? Man, yo, Jay Jacks, bro. Excellent, excellent motherfucking question. So listen, when it comes to the people, remember what I said. When it comes to the people, and the people are not perfect. People make mistakes. The main thing is, have you paid your debt and have you learned your lesson? So I can tell you from the standpoint of when you're not operating as black and you do have a record and you're trying to go in and correct things and you have things that are reflected properly, you won't have issues. Because if you've already paid your debt to society, that debt can no longer be used over your head. Otherwise, that would be an issue or cause for the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. You see what I'm saying? Because now that's having a burden on your religious freedoms because you've bettered yourself due to the fact you know who you are. You see what I'm saying? And according to law, that is true religion. So, yeah, being black has a lot of limitations, but it's amazing how the glass ceiling is felt, but no one kind of like assess the situation and be like, yo, this glass ceiling is a motherfucker. We need to get rid of this shit. What's the cause of this shit to be here in the first place? You see what I'm saying? That's all it boils down to. Any more questions before I close out and hit the sack? I feel like I've left y'all with a plethora of knowledge and information. Like I said, if you need to contact me as far as the book goes, you can go to the Facebook page for Suno University. You can hit the link and order from there. Or you can email me if you wish and have the book sent to you personally via me. Whichever way works for you, but either way, the book will be in your possession. Yeah, so that being said, any last thoughts, any last questions anybody got? I'll take that as a no. All right, fam. It's been a pleasure. You know it's your brother. Yes, I will be starting up conference calls. I was supposed to do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest with y'all. I was supposed to do that shit like a month and a half ago. But I'm really trying to find this balance of working, time for family, time for self, and then time for my passion. You know what I'm saying? Really trying to find a balance with that. So I'm beginning to realize the balance in that is fuck the sleep, whatever. So if everybody's good, then I'm about to blast off and then hit the sack. I hope this was educational. Thank y'all once again for the support. Appreciate y'all. Holla at your brother if you need anything. SunoUniversity@gmail.com. Brother Cool in and out. Oh wait, hold on. So what does the status change when it relates? Oh yeah. Yeah. You get your rights to vote. The people have the right to vote. That's what I'm saying. All right, Carlos, I got you. Markville Gilmore. That's truth, bro. I don't get messed with. Changed everything. Still have. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to see this. Still have a little to go. Everyone listen to my brother. Get instructed and have a better life. We will talk soon, and Bill. Yes, sir. Is our process similar to Tori Yano Upshango El Bay? I'm not too certain because I'm not sure exactly the entire process of how Brother Toriano goes about it. To be honest with you, I don't even know if he got his passport. So that should be a conversation, I guess, about that time for me to catch up with Brother Toriano anyway. That's a killer right there. Yeah, Brother Clifford Jefferson, I know who that is. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, voting's not really a necessity for us anyway, like that. Unless we're voting within our own constructs for certain things. Yeah, be lacking. They catch you lacking out here. You black. That means you be lacking. They got you as black. That means you be lacking out here, bro. That's why they catch niggas slipping all the time, cause you lacking. You blacking, you slacking. Hell yeah! If you want to go to Canada, you'll be able to do that no problem. You won't have no issues like these other domesticated Moors. That's how I'm like. That's how you know niggas ain't traveling. Niggas don't get to go nowhere just for the fact you already know. Like, oh, if you think it's a bad thing to deal with the government that you live in, then that means you're not recognized. And if you're not recognized, no other country's gonna recognize you and allow you entry into their ports. Period. It's called the law of nations. Get it right, keep it tight. See here. Hey, appreciate you. Yes, yes. Do the U.S. have the right to enforce law in America? Only if we give them permission to, by not being one of the people. Nah, I think it was reckless. I don't think the system was wrong. Especially when you stop an entire fucking highway. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, people. I can't speak for others. I can only speak to my own experiences and what I know, and then share that shit with you, and hope you take it and run. That's all I can do. Trying to break. We all trying to break the curse. Oh no, the system is far from wrong. The system is perfect. It's the people that are in position right now running the system who are fucked up. It's the people who are fucked up. The niggas in there right now is fucking a bunch of fucking child pedophiles. Like what you expect? Niggas is having hot dog and pizza parties in the White House. Niggas have underground tunnels with children and shit. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all all heard about the children that got uncovered underneath Central Park. I moved here from New York in 2012, so I used to I used to work in Central Park and go see that motherfucking obelisk there every day that I didn't know about. So imagine how I felt when I found out there was children underneath that motherfucker. You know, I was walking over them grounds every day. There was torturing children under there, underneath my feet. Nigga. It's crazy. Yes, yes. Email me, and we'll link up. Yeah, yo, the system is perfect. Nigga, I just told you our ancestors created this shit. So you think our ancestors would create some shit to fuck us up? Absolutely not. Our ancestors would never do no such thing. Would you create a system to fuck up your children on purpose? I hope not. That would make you a terrible ass being. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to fuck up our children. So now you have to think about it like that. If our ancestors made this government, then what do you think they had envisioned for us in it? It wasn't to be black. I could tell you that much. Definitely wasn't to be identified as black. Not as slave or someone's property. Definitely not that. But all right, y'all. I'm about to zone out. Just do my thing and then crash out. Hope all y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.